Greetings. In a prior video, I talked about the various types of exempt organization under Section 501c of the Internal Revenue Code. Today, I would like to talk about a recent tax court memo that came out on January 6, 2026, TC Memo 2026-1, Milk Saving Starving Children Foundation versus Commissioner of Internal Revenue. In this case, the petitioner filed a petition for a declaratory judgment challenging the IRS's final adverse determination letter, which revoked the petitioner's exemption from federal income tax under Section 501A of the Internal Revenue Code. The petitioner had previously received a letter from the IRS stating that it would be treated as exempt from federal income tax under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue. In its application for tax-exempt status, the petitioner stated its charitable purpose and that it would function as a public charity, specifically that it would raise funds to purchase rice, soy, and powdered milk, and then it would distribute those items worldwide to starving children. The petitioner was later audited by the IRS 2 decades later, and during the audit, the IRS determined that as time went on, the petitioner began engaging in other activities like purchasing a commercial building, running a cafe, renting out the commercial space and getting rental income, and other commercial activities, and that the petitioner was no longer primarily engaged in charitable activity. At the conclusion of the IRS audit, the IRS revenue agent issued a proposed adverse determination letter, which explained why the IRS was proposing to revoke the petitioner's tax-exempt status. The IRS letter stated in part, the petitioner is no longer fulfilling its tax-exempt purpose. Its primary activity is operating a cafe to raise funds, which is neither charitable nor educational, and its primary sources of revenue are from commercial activity. The United States Tax Court reviewed the administrative record and the facts of the case. In order to be exempt under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code, an organization must be both organized exclusively for one or more of the exempt purposes specified in the section, known as the organizational test, and operated exclusively for such purposes, which is known as the operational test. Failure to satisfy either test forecloses a Section 501c3 exemption. In looking at the operational test, the tax court agreed with the IRS's determination that while petitioner may have donated and participated in some charitable endeavors, the petitioner was not operated exclusively for exempt purposes. The tax court found that in addition to any charitable activities that petitioner undertook, petitioner also engaged extensively and seemingly primarily in commercial activities, namely purchasing and renovating a commercial property, renting out the commercial space to other tenants for income, and operating a coffee shop. As a result, the tax court found that petitioner failed the operational test and did not get into whether petitioner was organized for a charitable purpose. For those who are a 501c3 organization or are thinking of starting a 501c3, it is very important to make sure that you follow and meet both the organizational and operational tests. My name is Vladimir St. Louis, and I am a tax attorney here at Mitchell St. Louis, PA. Until next time, have a great day.